Hey, here we are from one meeting to the next, right?
I don't know if my back can take it much longer. I've been sitting since 9, so I'm getting like really
Oh my God.
squirrely, and I'm having some back issues from sitting too long these last like week. But
Put it on your
what
phone.
do we what you were gonna do a training on the
Yeah, on Cognitopia. I was just going to see if I can download the app on my phone. So Cognitopia is this, it was developed by a person whose son had autism, and he created it as a way to help his son kind of manage his day. And from what I understand, it's kind of like an interface that you can link in existing programs, documents, websites into, like kind of with a theme. And so I'm bringing it in because, hey, welcome, Eric. How's it going? I was just giving my little, my interpretation of Cognitopia and how it works to Eric Maddie, who's one of our faculty. He works at the radio show here on campus.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to jump in or if you want to listen to me kind of explain what I think it is.
Well, I think you can go ahead and explain it if you want, and I can fill in the gaps. I'd love to hear your interpretation from what you know so far.
Yeah. And so basically, Eric, Jan had recommended that we use this when I was doing my entrepreneurship study, because she finds that a lot of corporations are also using this tool. And she wanted our students to be more agile and familiar with it because she felt it would give them a competitive advantage in the workplace. And it also might give them, good tools to use on campus. So like radio show students, keeping track of their content. So I've showed it to some of our entrepreneurs already, and they said that looks like a capstone project. That looks like that looks like my business. So they're looking at it as a project management tool, and you guys can tell us if that's a good way to use it or not. But they're understanding it like, let's say I have my radio show, it's in the center, right? And this is kind of like an interface. So my radio show's in the center, I can attach to it my Spotify songs I want to play, my news announcements that I need for that show, my scripts for anything else that I'm working on, any other kind of paperwork that's involved in that, maybe my hours that I need to be logging in, and maybe my coursework if I'm taking a course related to the radio show. And that way, when I go into my Cognitopia, I open my radio show Cognitopia, and everything is right there connected to it. It's super easy to find. My students were even thinking it could almost be like a Prezi, like a presentation tool, because you can go along the different spokes from the center and show like different aspects of your business. Or like if I'm in a meeting with someone and they ask about my spreadsheet and my marketing plan and my, employee hours, I can just go to my little spoke points and have all of that stuff. So I'm not fumbling around trying to find things.
Exactly.
Did I do it good? That's good. And I guess even our faculty, we might use it for course management.
Exactly.
There's like so that. So we're thinking, can it be a campus tool or not? So this is an experiment. I'm sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
No, that's great. I think it's wonderful to hear your input on it, because I think that's a great way of describing it. There's so much more it can do, and those are the discoveries that I think will be exciting for students as well as faculty that are using it, or anyone else on the projects that are using it. But that idea of a central topic, originally it was designed, Eric, is it Eric Maddie?
Yes.
Okay. So Eric, the original design was around students doing their own IEPs, giving them a tool for a self-directed IEP. And so that description even of kind of like a Prezi, and the idea, but a little better because you've got the central subject, and then you can have the main things that are around that subject. It's like the individual person and anything that person has. So in an IEP, it was like their preferences, interests, needs, and strengths, and accommodations, other things that might be part of their overall IEP experience. And then it was starting to be used for ISPs. And then we saw it for 3D resumes, we call it, more multimedia rich capabilities. And so then it became course curriculum, kind of presentations. And even now, it's being used very successfully as a landing place for virtual meetings. So people come in, it's the name of the event, whether it's a transition night event, then you have like different maybe agencies and groups that are around the outside edges of the spokes with all the great information for each group, and people can navigate themselves around, parents and attendees of the event, and they can also click directly into live meetings that people might have, like a virtual booth. So there's a lot of benefits that are coming from that same topic. So in the entrepreneurial project, as like a project management, you think of that central subject, what's your venture in the center, and then any of your ideas around it could be like the market, it could be the opportunity, what's your financial vision of it. And it allows for very fluid kind of designing and implementation, whereas a Prezi might be a little harder to have easily clickable tools such as videos and rich images, GIFs, whether somebody wanted to insert audio files or if they wanted to do speech to text or text to speech, and then presenting that information. It became a lot easier with Cognitopia's tool because of the way it was designed to be this single click simplicity and more accessible for a broader range of users, we'll call it. Originally designed for users that had challenges with cognitive approaches to things, whether it be autism or other traumatic brain injuries or other types of source. I mean, Tom can speak more to that, but that bringing the design threshold down to a way that's really easy for people to use became a blossoming point for us. So I think it's really going to be an exciting way to use it for this project. And of course, Jan, Eric, Jonathan, any of you that are coming in here, I think it can be used for your projects very well. And in the employment worlds, in the pre-employment worlds, we're finding a lot of strength there. And we've got a national program now started, as CVS calls it, a blue chip partner relationship with them now, is presenting a way for them to share existing programs they're offering about pharmacy tech training, store associate training, and other trainings. They're looking to expand upon it, but those are the ones they're starting with, and they've got the curriculum pre-built into Cognitopia to share with new people that are exploring it, like a virtual job site training. And then they can present their own 3D resume, their strengths, their weaknesses, things they want to share about themselves, because maybe in a live interview process, they're not as quick with answers. They don't have the comfort level of being able to present all the things that they'd like to share during that job interview, whereas they can present that portfolio of themselves before the event. Instantly, somebody can learn so much about an individual that they're going to talk to. And then they have specifics they can talk to, and they know something more about the communication style, possibly the person, the way the person likes to present themselves, where they will excel and where they might need to have a few bridges built to help with the accommodations.
Jump in for 1 second. Sorry, guys. Just want to do a general introduction, make sure folks know what we're working on. So welcome, everybody. And so Eric's the chair of our department next semester. And then I think you guys know Jan already, who runs our career connections. And then Clark and Jonathan also are in career connections. And me, Jan, Clark, and Jonathan are specifically working with the Landmark College entrepreneurs in our entrepreneurial study. So that's kind of the context. The goal that I have for this meeting is for us to all get Cognitopia up and running on our computers. I was just trying to get it on my phone. Does it download onto an Android or not yet?
Well, it's not a downloadable app, Tamara.
Okay.
It's the website. You just go to the website and log in on any device that you're using. Yeah.
Okay.
So it will work on it.
Yeah, that's fine. If folks didn't have a chance yet, I put the link up here under our chat. If you guys can all sign in, right, to the Cognitopia. So Eric, make sure I have this right. So my goal today is to have us all kind of set up a Cognitopia. You'll kind of walk us through this. I have this getting recorded. Is that okay for everybody?
Sure.
I
Yeah.
Okay.
hope so.
And then, yeah, walk us through kind of getting it set up. How do we use it? Maybe some troubleshooting. Tomorrow, I have a meeting with my student entrepreneurs. I'll be replicating our meeting with them, okay, helping them get it set up and starting to use it. And then what I'm going to be doing for the study with my students is have them kind of track their use of this device, right? And then reporting back on me. And we have a license now. I have 15 licenses that are good for 1 year. So my goal for having Jan and Jonathan Clark using this is to enable you guys to, offer this to other students. Okay, see if we need to expand our licenses. Is this something that we're going to adopt onto a campus forever? And then, of course, with Eric, see, is this something that we can build more into our communications department? So how does that sound?
Tamara, I just want to be clear. Are we, at this point, are we supposed to have logged in? Or are we going to get, because I'm on the website, but I'm not sure if I'm supposed to log into an account, or are we going to go to the granular of logging in?
Yes, I think that's the goal, right, Tamara? We're going to walk you through getting set up if you haven't already done that.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you haven't already done it in Teams, there were the directions of how to log in. But
I know, but it doesn't, I went there, I went to the link, and I'm not sure if I should go into an existing account or start a new account.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
join an
Okay.
account.
Join an
Yeah,
account? Okay.
Yeah, join an account. It's when you click the Start Now button, there's 3 buttons there. If you have an existing account, or if you're going to start a new one, or join an account, just choose Join an Account. And in the first line, it says, which organization or group are you part of? Just put in Landmark College or Landmark. That's good
Okay.
enough. And then
Great, that's helpful.
it helps you jump forward right into then creating your personal profile inside Cognitopia.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did I have any questions? That was great, Jan. Does anyone else have any questions before we jump in? And Clark and Jonathan, are you guys able to also get in on the link? You click Start Now, you click Join an Account, put in Landmark College. Our check is in the mail to my comptroller this on Monday, so he has all the paperwork.
Okay. And
Can
if
I jump in with a quick question?
Yeah.
And I see Lee just joined us also. So Lee's our current department chair. Hi, Lee. So our goal today is to get familiar with Cognitopia, get it onto our computers, play around with it, and think about how we can use this as a tool to facilitate our learning, teaching, students' experiences. We have the license for a year to work on this with this tool, and it's part of my LEAP research. But you don't have any restrictions or expectations of how you use it, but I'm here to kind of coach you along. And we have Eric, Tom, and Phil, the founders, developers, salespeople, experts on all of this. So they're going to mostly be leading us today. But do you have any questions, Lee?
No, I'm starting up the Cognitopia as directed, and I guess I need to start a new account, correct?
yeah, you can choose Join an Account.
Okay.
And when you put in Landmark College, we already have our licenses set up. So
Okay.
it'll prompt you to make a profile. And I guess each profile we make then is a license, right?
Well, for you, it's part of the same license. The students being supported are part of that 15 seats. And then, so if, say, for example, student A is named Mike. Mike might have all of you as supporters if Mike chooses. Might just have Tamara and a couple of other people. Or Mike might also add in one of their parents, or also another advisor or coach that they use outside of school. So Mike gets to have what supporters Mike chooses to have on his support team.
And that's
But
still
the-
just one license.
That's
So
one
The
license.
license is
Right.
student focused.
Yeah.
Okay.
So each
And-
profile, so we can have 15 profiles, right?
Yeah.
You
I
can
mean,
have
all of you
15
can have
students.
profiles too.
Yeah, yeah. 15 students and whoever is connected to that student, if they have, a team of 8 people from different classes or, relationships who support them, all those people can be on that student's team and it doesn't count as against the license, the number of seats you have.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So what
It's student focused.
Right. So what I did is when I initially went in, I did my organization as Landmark College, and then it asked again for organization. I put Landmark College Career Connections, just so there's a distinction between my office and Eric's
Sure.
office. But
That works.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody else should do that, or if it's necessary.
It's fine. It's however people want to identify. It's
Okay.
the only thing
And
is
we don't see each other's profiles.
no.
Okay.
Not until you create a relationship with each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we can walk
And I'm
through.
recording this, folks. So is that okay with everyone that we're recording this?
Yes.
And
Fine with me.
Eric, let me give you access to screen share, right? Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah, it'd be good for both Tom and I at least to have screen share
Yeah.
doing this, because there's times where it'd be nice. And I wanted to clarify, do we only have till 8:30 our time? Do we only,
11:30.
Now,
okay. You have an hour time slot? Because it showed only a half hour when we first signed on.
oh, what did I do, you guys? I thought I did it.
Oh, we have a whole hour? Okay, because I've got it.
Wait, maybe I did it wrong. Wait, let me double check.
I have us going to 11:30.
Yeah, I have us going to 11:30.
Okay.
All right, so I guess it's a half. I meant to do an hour. Let me just see. Can people stay for an hour?
I have a student appointment at 11:30.
Okay.
But I can see
Well, we
about
can-
moving that. Is everybody else able to do a whole hour?
We certainly are on our end.
It's going to be a stretch for me and maybe for Eric too, because we have academic council
Yeah.
meeting, which is an hour and a half, and I've been on this morning and since 8:30. I need a little break, I think, between this and the academic council meeting.
Well,
So
let's do
let's
this, Tamara. I was going to say,
Yeah.
just if you have an hour, anybody who has an hour, we can stay, and you're recording it, so it'll be available to anybody else.
Okay.
right?
Yeah, and I could
And
do
we
like
can
a
always
follow-up
meet with
team.
people later.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do a
And I
follow-up
was
session.
just gonna say, yeah, same with me. Actually, I'm been on calls since 9, so I need to stand up and move around. I'm
Mhm.
glad that we're recording this. I would like to come back to it. I did start playing with it over the weekend. And I'd like to come back to this, and I appreciate if you guys allow for some follow-up, that would be great. And my only question was, I actually started using Slack, and I want to just throw that out there as like maybe a question that you guys can come to, because I love this idea of kind of, this platform for project management and like how that could be more productive and efficient for projects and groups and teams. So, but I'm going to actually step away for a few minutes before my next thing and eat some lunch, but I really appreciate what you guys are doing. So thank you.
All right, thanks, Eric. Nice to meet you.
And real quick, how do I give folks abilities to share screens? How come I'm not seeing it?
On Teams, I'm not sure. We use Zoom mostly.
I know I use Zoom
Let's
too.
see if I try to share what happens. It says,
Oh, maybe you just can.
okay.
And you want to choose the one that says desktop, the furthest to your left. And that shows you your whole desktop. That makes it easier.
Okay. It looks like I need to give it permission to record.
Oh, okay. has everyone gotten into their Cognitopia dashboard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I just sent Tamara a relationship connection, so.
Ah, look at that. I got it.
Hey, Eric,
Nice.
Eric's frozen, I
you.
think, there. Yeah, Eric, I don't know if you can hear us, but you seem like you're frozen.
Yeah, we lost him.
I think he left the meeting.
Oh, no,
No,
Eric Smith.
Our Eric.
Eric, yeah, a lot of Erics.
Either that or he's very good.
Oh, he wants to be admitted.
Okay, let me get
I
to.
admitted him.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
back.
Well, we got two Erics now.
Your doppelganger's over there frozen now.
So can guests grab screen shares? I guess so, right? And Teams, we don't have to give them permission?
Well, I went to share my screen just to see if it worked, and it said I had to give Teams permission to record my screen when I share it.
Okay.
When I clicked the security preferences, yes, it logged me out so that it could log me in with those permissions, I guess.
Okay, so let's see what happens when you try to share again.
Yeah.
So let's see, let me just.
You push on that little button in the right-hand corner by leave.
Okay, I'll just share my whole desktop here. Does it say okay? No, that's
Yep,
okay.
there it is, I think.
All right, so it's got my screen up here. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to my life here. This is a support hub we built for another school where we just launched. Here. This was a sample idea for the venture that Tamara has going, the new project, I should say. This was just a sample venture that I put together. And I built it off of, sometimes I mentor MBA students at the college nearby, and they have various venture teams doing entrepreneurship programs to compete in entrepreneurial college competitions. And one of them had an indoor dog park idea. So I kind of put this together, and the good thing is you can customize just about anything you want on Cognitopia too, and we can go into the nitty gritty of that. But this was the idea of cars out there. But then, you could have any kind of information you wanted for the post in there. You just simply click create post, add information. You can put in pictures. You can have in all kinds of content you'd like inside your portfolios. So I'm just kind of pulling up a couple of quick things here to show, but here, for example, I'll just pull this up. You can have as many portfolios as you wanted to. So you could have a portfolio for your venture. You could have one for your own self. You could have something for a team if you were coordinating things with your teams. And then when you have the people you're connected to, you can click feed, and then you can see any updates that the rest of the team are putting into their comments, and you could then respond to them. It's got a little social media quality to it. Now, once again, to emphasize, this all works in a browser. So any device that's internet connected that has an internet browser, Cognitopia will work fluidly with it. And now that you have your Cognitopia account, you can start interacting with it. You can save on an Android phone for the question around that Android question you had, Tamara. You can create an icon like a bookmark that sits on your Android desktop, just like an app. And that can be done on an iPhone too. It can be done through your computer as a bookmark. But once you open it up, everything works fluidly within the browser. So you can log in and interact. You can have any kind of content you want inside, post. You can have downloadable information. You can have videos that are viewable within it. You can share the information with anybody else. You can simply click and share through whether it's email, text, whatever. You can also, as supporters, choose who has different levels of sharing capabilities. You can share with other connections.
So you
just-
guys, now that if you have connected, sound like you people have connected with Tamara, and that's really cool. You know, keep doing that. Connect with other people, because then that'll show you how you'll be able to do this. You'll get a pop-up here, and if you create a portfolio that you want to share, say with students, maybe as a template for starting to build a venture portfolio, you can really easily do that, and it'll show up in their Cognitopia account.
When you first come into your accounts, you're going to be in the dashboard. And these are the three main apps. The My Life portfolio is that idea-centric or person-centric tool. And it has a lot of capabilities to it. Routines gives you the ability to task analyze things. So imagine you start figuring out systems or processes for a venture, or you want to help someone know how to do something. You can build a routine with it on the fly from your computer, from your smartphone, a tablet, Kindle tablet. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It works just as seamlessly.
Eric, why don't you click on that and filter on work just to.
All right. So let's see. I'm here. I'll click on, and you can see we do this tile system. So it's like a button, keeps it easy. You can filter on work. With the CBS program we have, which we can offer these capabilities to you too. They've got different training sets built in. For example, this is one of their basic register trainings for quantity capabilities using their registers. They've got a video that shows how it's done, and you can do step by step and check off things. You can do a step through view of this and have it read aloud, and it can go through, and you can go through each step as you do. You can also take routines and you can share them just like other things in Cognitopia, with other connections, with other teammates, with students, with other coworkers. You could copy the link and paste it. You can also print off a copy of the actual routine if you wanted somebody to have a hard copy, or you could print a QR code. So if I chose to print a QR code for this, then I can click up here, go to QR codes, and you could print off one of these or a whole bunch of these as a sheet. And these then could be either cut out and put next to the register in this example, or it could be something somebody keeps in their pocket. And these routines could be just about anything. And all you have to do with your smartphone of any type, put your camera over it. And if you put your camera over it actually right now, it'll recognize the QR code. It'll pop up a little window. So you click on that and it'll open the routine on your device, whether you have an account or not. So those can be shared externally, just like a portfolio, if you choose, could be shared externally to other people that don't have accounts or aren't one of your supporters. So you can help share information, communicate to others, and get the conversation going even further.
I was going to say, Eric, if you go back here and just scroll down, because I think if you scroll down through these, you get a sense of all the kinds of things that you can task analyze and make retrievable this way. You see things like how to prepare for an interview, how to dress for an interview, some more functional things, or some soft skills around employment, like what are the rules for working in an open cubicle environment. So, you can use this tool for a real wide range of, here's another very practical oriented one that one of our students in our research component did. So, Eric, maybe go back.
Can I just ask a question, Tom?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, sure.
So that with the routines, or what that right there with how to tie a tie and the interview, is that something that is already part of Cognitopia, or is that stuff that we would load in?
These particular ones are already part of the community library. There's a shared library where people can choose to share things with others when they think it's good. You can also make your own pretty quick, and you could take live pictures. You could do a quick video and upload it into it. But making a routine is, once again, point and click. It's just as easy as
So,
if I chose to click add.
But just maybe if you click on Browse Community, Eric, to show Tamara how that's where you go to look for routines that have been added already to the Cognitopia.
Okay,
page.
okay.
And some of those are done by us, but we also crowdsource it. So, you know, anybody who's has a routine that they think might be useful to someone else and wants to throw it up there, we review it to make sure it's just within the bounds of propriety. And then it's available to you know, to anybody, you know. And so this is unfiltered here. This is all kinds of, you know, things related to cooking and managing house and work and all kinds of things.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. But they are really easy to create on your own, and you can upload video from your phone as you're creating them. You can add, you know, files or video from your computer. You can directly search on YouTube and Google Images and Vimeo to add content from those sources. You can mine your Facebook account or Google Photos or Instagram if you have media on there that you want to use. So it's pretty flexible that way. And it's all done from right within the app, so you don't have to go out to these different places.
Okay.
So
And you can,
a quick,
Yes, go ahead.
quick
Please.
question. So I use Adobe Spark Video quite a bit. Can I just put is there a way where I could upload an Adobe Spark Video? Would it talk to Adobe?
well, Adobe allows you to output the videos as various formats. And
Yep.
once you output that video, you just simply upload it into, when you choose to, whether it's a routine or here. In fact, let me go back to my life, which is the portfolio components.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, Eric, I was going to say one thing to understand about video is that if it's larger than 20 megabytes, which is not a lot for a video, then what you're going to want to do is actually put it on YouTube or Vimeo and use the link to it in Cognitopia, because it's the media handling capabilities that we currently have that limit on it. But if you have and a lot of people do, you know, choose to put things on YouTube for ease of access or Vimeo, then it's unlimited. Then you can have whatever you want on there.
Yeah, and a lot of us are using Studio, which is part of Screencast-O-Matic, and the advantage there is it will do a transcription so that we're fully ADA accessible.
Right.
So how would you load it in and make sure the transcript was available and things like that?
On YouTube or Vimeo or whatever capability you can, first of all, when you have a software that creates the transcript, you can choose to what they call bake in the transcript into the video itself. So when you save the video for output, it'll allow it to show those
Okay, great.
closed captions right there into the video. At the same time, on YouTube and Vimeo, when you upload it, if you want to have it separate, you can upload the script directly, because when you output, especially from Adobe, it allows you to output also the script separate from the video or bake it in. And then you just upload those scripts directly when you're doing the video. And so people can choose to turn it on or not if they want. And those are things that, you know, are just available through those tools in general. The good thing with using even a private channel on YouTube where nobody else can search it and find it unless you choose to share the link.
Right.
We sometimes like to use Vimeo for things too, because it has a lot of malleability. You could really adjust things quickly and easily on there. Then it gives you a huge storage capability. So you can use that content in any other way you want. So
All right. Great.
those are options. But say, for example, here, if it's the same throughout the platform, if you choose to add content, you'll see these icons and these capabilities. So here, if I said video of what I'm doing, you know, and I can choose to put a picture. Good thing is, you know, images of any type, just like video, you can choose to pull from other sources, even your computer if you want, your own camera on your device. I can say give it permission to use my camera here. I can pull video right there, a picture, or I can search for this. For example, I'll just do indoor dog park. I go, okay, cool. I like that one, you know, or this one here I'll do.
Okay.
And I can choose to crop it, or I can just hit skip here. For example, I put in a picture now on videos. If I wanted to add a video, I can choose to upload a video, or just choose to either paste in a link, search YouTube, or attach my YouTube private channel link, and then I could just pull from my own videos. Whoops. And the good thing is it allows you to search content out there too, so you don't have to create everything. If you can find something, or if you know a link to a video that's already good that you'd like to use as an example for something, you can do it, you know. And I'll just choose this one, for example, and say use video. It's already in there. Post, and now I've got my information in there. And it makes it really easy to interact and add these things, whether it's in your portfolio or inside a routine, step by step, if you wanted to add different videos for different things.
So,
some people like to self-model.
Hey, Eric, I'm wondering what, if with the time that we have left, if we should just have everybody create their, start from scratch, create a portfolio, see how that works, and get that on video. So, you know, why don't you like use your, you know, account there to show, like, you know, on, you know, options, you know, how people would do that. You guys, so one thing to understand is that when you go into My Life for the first time, what you're going to see is an IEP template, strengths, preferences, needs, interests, you know, that's the default template, because that's what the initial use case for this, this product was. But you can create any portfolio that you want. So like if you go, like Eric, if you go into your managed portfolios, and this is a follow the bouncing ball opportunity here, because what Eric's going to do is create a new portfolio here, and the way you do that is you go to that options key. Did that go too fast, or are people catching that? In your My Life portfolio, I don't know if you have the default one that you could show there.
You know, I was going to, here, let me do this. I'm going to sign out of this account, and we've got the one that we do for, is it on this connections?
Sure, try that.
All right. So here, if I go into this is
where you'll start.
Development account, and it's very simple. All right. So when that's fine, whatever. Okay.
I think you're in a different account.
Okay. Yeah, here, let me close this. There we go.
Okay.
All right, so this was here. I'll go to the default. Okay. So this is a default portfolio when you first come in. So if you click My Life after coming in, so you land in your dashboard, and then you click on My Life, which is this tool here with the center.
Yeah.
And then you'll have these default categories around a central spoke and a gray background. Anyone happen to see that on their own account?
What is it that you wanted us to look for on our account?
When you log into when you use the My Life tool, you should be seeing a default portfolio that looks like this.
Yeah, I have it open.
Okay, great. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the options button there that Eric's clicking, and click Manage Portfolios.
Okay.
Okay, and then you'll get you'll see that big Create button. Next to that, it says Add New Portfolio. So enter the title, you know, of something in there. You know, you could pretend you're making a portfolio about Landmark College, for instance, or you could pretend you're making one about your family. But just Eric, yeah, that's good. Make it Landmark College, and then create, and then we'll click Create, and you're going to have just an empty portfolio. So,
Yep.
okay, great. So the first thing you're going to do here is you're going to click on options and click create a new category.
Okay.
And let's say Career Connections is one of the programs that you want to highlight in your portfolio. You're going to click on the up above on the icon there, and you can pick. So when you add an icon, yeah, you can pick a default icon of some kind, or you can click the camera icon and then go out and search Google. So Landmark Career Connections might, return an image that's relevant, to your program. But let's just see. And we can pick any one of these just for demo purposes,
Yeah. I'll do. Oh, is this the radio show?
Yep.
I'll just choose that for now.
All right, so now you've got an icon and you've got a title. Now you're going to create a post in this section here. You click the create post.
Create post button at the bottom.
Yeah, welcome to Career Connections, or something there, and yeah. We won't bother adding an image. If you click the camera icon, you can do what we just did, and it will pull in the image from the category level to show it here as well. Yeah, so add a quick text element and say, welcome to, Career Connections. Here's what you can expect from this program. And, we won't, I don't know if we want to take the time to add media right now, but what you'll see down below is, that you have the opportunity here to add not just text, but images, video, and Eric's already illustrated some of this. There's a routine option there. If you want to insert a routine from your collection of routines that you have available in your account, that shows, how to do something, that you need to do, how to file a form that you need to file at Career Connections. It can be whatever you want.
And something else is anytime you put a link in Cognitopia, it automatically converts it to a button. So if I do, okay, and I put a link in there, it could be any link at all, and it'll easily convert it to a button. So you don't have to know how to code anything. You don't have to work hard to do any of this. It's very easy. It makes it simple. So you can share links to just about any other content. So in the example of Slack and using Slack, if someone has a Slack feed they're using for other types of tools, or if they're using another type of tool for other capability sets with their group or their team, you can just simply put all your resources linked directly in here. Click here if you'd like to do this, or hey, this is where we have put a whole bunch of YouTube videos if you'd like to sort through some of these options. You could have a link directly to anything you want. If Landmark College has a link directly to the radio show feed so they can click it and listen live, click here to listen live to the radio station. And it converts it to a button and you're off and going.
What's the privacy level? I mean, here we're putting in a lot of private, it's asking and kind of prompting us to put in a lot of private information, our routines, our birth date. How is the privacy being protected in this platform?
First of all, no one's going to see that information unless you have chosen to make them a supporter for you, or you have chosen a deeper connection. If they're just a peer or something, they're not going to be able to get your content. If you don't want them to see your phone number, you can choose not to allow that to be visible to other people, even if you are connected to them. And if a student is putting in information, especially, then it's just them and their support team. So
Yeah.
if they
And
chose to have a teacher there.
how hack proof are you?
We use the best technology that's available out there, just like whether it's credit card compliance, PCI compliance, web-based technologies, and server storage is all top notch. We use AWS servers for Amazon technology and their security. And our team's constantly improving things with the newest and greatest as you see updates to any software. You know?
Yeah, and I think it's an opt-in environment. That basically, unless you make a connection with someone, they can't see what you're doing. And then you have a choice between sharing information with just exactly who you want, or with people who are on your team, or with all your connections. So for students who are using this for the entrepreneurship idea, they'll have all that control, and they can choose things that they want to share with other students who are on their team, or just with people who are in support positions relative to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really appreciate all, this, and Tamara, thank you for inviting me. I think this
Yeah.
tool has incredible potential and power, and I need to run to get ready for my next meeting. So thank you. I'll look forward, Tamara, to seeing how students latch onto it and how it goes. Thank
Okay.
And Jess,
Eric.
reach
Yeah,
out
thanks,
to
Lee,
us.
for coming in and asking good questions.
Yeah,
and-
thanks, Lee.
Yeah, this is
Bye.
great. And I have a couple of questions. When you have relationships, how do you know? Like, I put everyone in as coworkers, but I don't see anything that shows if I forgot what I put them as. It doesn't show me what their level is.
Do you want to share your screen quickly,
Yeah.
Tamara, and we can
Why don't I stop here?
dial right into that?
Okay. And then I saw also that you guys had some videos. So those are useful also for me to show them, to like teach students how to use it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. So here's what you want to do here, Tamara, is click on your relationships on the left-hand side there.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you're going into the actual
Oh, so it's
control
saying
panel.
coworkers. It's up on top there. Okay.
Right. And if you click on the pencil that's on any one of those person's lines, you can see what their role is, and you can give them an additional role. So someone might be a coworker, but they're also a therapist, or they might
Okay.
be, a coworker and a teacher. So you can do that there. You can also open up a one-to-one chat if you close that pop-up
Wait,
there.
real quick, what's this assist allow permission? Would that
Okay.
give Clark a chance to come into my?
Yes, that would
Yes.
allow him to take over your account if he
Ah.
was someone who you thought would be helping you, like, so if a student, that happens automatically if you're connected to students. Anytime you're connected as a supporter to a supported person, teacher, student, then that permission is automatic. But if you're not,
Okay.
if it's not a supported person, then you don't. Now, if you add Clark as a supported person, he's going to get an invitation. So if you close that, you'll see in the background that you have a pending request to him to do that.
Looks like he accepted it.
Now, because like Clark and I work together on our LEAP program, so could I make a specific Cognitopia for me and Clark to use together for LEAP? But then I
Yes.
have a different one I use for other people that Clark's not a part of.
Yeah.
If you'd like, yes.
How
You can
do
have
you
that.
distinguish between who's invited to which one of your Cognitopias?
Well, go ahead, Eric.
Oh, in this particular account, this is who's connected to your personal account. You'd
Uh-huh.
probably, if you created a separate account to have for LEAP,
Mhm.
you'd sign out of this one, do the same thing, join an account, create a new account called LEAP program or something along those lines. And then you'll be able to see who's connected to that program inside there based on the relationships you've established.
Okay. So now
As
by
well-
doing that, have I
Yes.
just used another license if one is me and one is? Okay.
No, not for Landmark College.
No, you know, just to make that really clear, Tamara, like, it's not about you guys, it's about the students. So if you had 6 students in LEAP and 9 students in Career Connections or in the entrepreneurship study, then that would be that would be 15 students. Yeah.
If
Okay,
you're
so-
doing it as supporters and you're creating things as teachers to help out with the program, those are just part of your package. We include
Oh,
them.
perfect. So all of the faculty can be using this and not be considered a license. It's only
Yeah.
the student.
Exactly.
Oh,
If they're
that's really
supporting those same students, then that's what you're doing to help.
Got it.
That's included. And we encourage that because it really makes it easy for the student to find more options or routines or information or support to help them succeed further.
Now, who does what? So like I just created this and invited Clark, right?
Mhm.
So would our student be creating their own and inviting us?
Yes.
Okay,
Or-
so we don't
yeah.
create it for the student and invite them.
No, you can. You can.
If
You
you'd
can.
like.
If you like, so for instance, you could, like right now, like click on that connect with someone new area up at the top there,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, right above the purple bar. Yeah, no,
Oh.
it's
Yeah.
And relationships there, yeah.
and
Right.
you could enter student email in there, and just connect with one student after another, and
Oh, student, got it. Okay.
yeah, and they would have new accounts, and they'd get an email that gave them a link to access that account.
Yeah, if you'd
Uh,
like to bypass that step-by-step process where they've got to wait for an email address and then they actually come in to create an account, you can give me the email addresses of the students you'd like to have accounts, and I can create them too with a temporary password and also create that relationship with you so that it's easy. So they just simply log in the first time. They could choose to change their password at that point.
Yeah, and we're just working with 5 students right now, so I think that'll be easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the students can do it themselves, and what I can do, because each student is also working either with Clark or Jan or Jonathan, so then we could all be together on that. So I would be on it, Clark would be on
Perfect.
student. Okay.
And if you hit any bumps along the way for any of this, for any of you on the team, since this is being recorded, just reach out to us. We're here. We're part of your team. That's part of the way we operate as Cognitopia. We want your students to succeed, and we want you to succeed. So we care about that, and that's part of the way we deliver our services. We're not just software. We bring in our best practices, our best insights, and all the stuff we learned from our other clients, including CVS health programs, other colleges, schools, employers, you name it, living programs. We like to bring those insights into every other client to make sure that they can learn the best and even share resources. People have built templates with great content that we can then say, hey, can we give permission to give this to Landmark? And they'll say, for sure.
Hey, Eric, I think there's one more little sort of technical thing I'd like to point out to folks, and that is like how to change the ordering of the categories on the wheel, because they might run into that. So I wonder if you could just really quickly pull up that demo portfolio.
Let me share. I'll take over again here. All right, so let me.
And let's just really quickly create another category, or maybe just show the default. Show that. Okay.
I can sign that. All right, click My Life. I'm in here. Okay, so I'm in this indoor dog park venture here. So if I say I wanted the opportunity to be above the market in order, I can go here, and then the opportunity is here. I see this little down arrow right here next to it. And I can choose to edit the name, the category, icon, whatever it is. But I'll click Edit. And right now it's number 3. Say I wanted that to be position number 2. I just put the number 2 in there. And you think counterclockwise from 12 o'clock around. And then
Well, actually,
Yeah.
Clockwise.
Yeah. So clockwise. I mean, not. Did I say counterclockwise?
Yeah.
My brain
Yeah.
is counterclockwise right now. All right. So yeah, then that's number 2 position on the spokes here, and it put the.
So you don't have to worry about like, carefully creating the content that you want in order. You can just blast it out there, and you have a lot of flexibility. The other thing that might be nice to explain, Eric, is like put down like click on the market.
Okay.
And you've got a like a subcategory here. I wanted to make sure people understood that you can create subcategories. So you might like just go to click on there. Maybe you want another subcategory for the total addressable market, and so you got you've got that in there, and then you've got like some statistics and some pie charts and what have you that typically describe those kinds of things. And I was thinking of that when we were playing around even with the Landmark College portfolio as a demo. You've got Career Connections. Well, Career Connections might have a number of program components, and you could describe those with subcategories. So I just wanted to make sure.
Now, I have a question. If I upload something there, let's say I'm doing the accounting, I have a student spreadsheet, and it's under their accounting thing. So if we're working on their spreadsheet on their desktop, does it also update in the Cognitopia, or do they have to re-upload it?
If it's a link to a Google file, a Google sheet, then yes. I mean, it would be automatic.
Yeah, so if they're like doing it in the cloud. Okay.
Yeah, if it's a PDF, of course, you'd want to update the PDF or a file type. But it's very easy to do a Google sheet like Tom said, or something like a 365 in the cloud thing. If it's a link directly to the file, it just converts it to a button to go directly to that file to open it up.
Okay, good. So then they don't have to worry about their Cognitopia not being up to date with their desktop.
Exactly.
So they're using, the cloud. Okay. Cool. Jonathan, do you have any questions?
I don't think right now I want to get in and play with it.
Yes.
I've done a little bit of work with Cognitopia before from an earlier presentation, so I'm so glad we're getting back to this.
Oh, that's awesome.
So glad. Yeah. So the My Life wheel, it all came back to me. So I think it's really, really great. I can't wait to build it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this is great. I see we have like 5 minutes left. Goals, right? There was that one goals thing in the middle. Do you want to just talk about that real quick?
Sure. Eric, you're set to go there.
Sure. Yeah, let me share my screen again.
So, and here's in a nutshell, okay? Routines gives you like the opportunity to task analyze any event. It's like you can recall it with a QR code. And if you just want to know how to do something, we have colleges who have a QR code on the washing machine in the dormitory, so that people coming in to learn a new digital display panel and how much detergent to add, they just flash the code and they get that routine. But then maybe what you want to do with that is like, you don't want to just know how to do the laundry, you want to schedule it. So every Saturday, I'm going to schedule a goal to do my laundry. I'm going to get, and once you schedule that, then you can get reminders, you can mark it off complete, and people who are on your team can see that data remotely and see, how's it going with the laundry doing on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock.
Oh, cool.
So that's goals in a nutshell. And then Eric's giving you an illustration here from a project we're doing with Oregon Health and Science University to help people with IDD with type 2 diabetes self-management. And so, here's the thing where like daily foot care is something that's really important for people to do, who are at risk for diabetes or who have it. And so you get again, Goal Guide gives you the same sort of step-by-step task analytics support. But then when you go into the settings, that's where you can say, okay, how am I tracking this goal? Well, I'm tracking it through just basic completion of doing it or not doing it. If you click on that, you can see, you can track it with how did it make you feel. We have a little sort of happiness scale. There's, number of minutes, numbers, and then down below is where you schedule it for a certain time, and you can set your reminders. And those reminders, Eric has his set to our favorite mode, which is text with pictures, MMS. You can set 2 reminders with that. The other thing you can do with goals is you can actually kind of you can force a documentation, if you want, with a photo of the criterion state of the goal. So if the goal, say, is something with a clear before and after, like a laundry basket, or like a bathroom that's been cleaned, or whatever, or a room that's been cleaned, you can say, okay, you mark this goal complete, and then we want to know, we want a picture, to show that it's actually been done. So then you're tracking the data, and this data is available to anybody, who's on your team. And there's a fun little feature in goals too called the leaderboard. So if Eric clicks on leaderboard, then you can see who on the team of people who are on that goal has completed it. So if you're doing a group project where one of the goals is, I don't know, what it would be, research indoor dog parks, and
Right.
And each person's supposed to produce a little one-pager result from that. You can quickly see who's done it and who hasn't done it. Or if it's something that gets counted, you can see, raise like, $20 to support, your new venture, like who's raised, how much money, or, so there's lots of kind of fun ways you can, you could do that in the specific use case.
And of course, you'll only see data for, like, if you created the goal and you shared it with your students, Tamara, you'd be able to see your students. The students would only see their data. They can't see other people's stuff.
That's one of the privacy things that Lee touched on earlier, is that we make it so that only the goal owner gets to do that. And there's good argument there for creating goals and routines and even portfolio templates at your level, at an administrative level, and then you can give those to students really easily. And as students rotate through your program, all those materials are still there. So, you just kind of add, click a name or take away a check mark next to another name to control how it shows up or doesn't show up on people's accounts.
All right. Well, this looks wonderful. I'll be presenting it to the students tomorrow. I'll be tracking questions. And we'll just start playing around with it. And yeah, this seems like something that's really going to be a lot of fun. I see a lot of different uses already. And Jonathan, I'm so glad that you're familiar with this. I didn't realize that.
We had a great presentation. It was quite a while back, but I already had a folder for Cognitopia, and I was hoping this day would come. So it came.
Well, that's great, Jonathan. Depending on how far back it was, a lot has changed. Hopefully, I think we've iterated quite a bit. And there's some cool things I think you'll see in there. So that's great. Thanks.
We met with Jan. I think it's before Christmas or in the fall.
Yes.
We met with Jan. And
Okay.
I remember being there. Yeah.
Yep. I was on that call. Yes.
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah.
And also, Tamara, something to keep in mind with your students, if they have more questions and you get stumped, we can also jump on a session with we can go through there.
Yeah, that's actually fun. That's actually fun. Then we get so, but just know that that's available. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that might be our step in early May. So right now, I'm just going to give the students the tools. We're about to go into finals. But then in May, things open up a little bit and the students are still with me. So I just wanted to kind of get them started thinking about it. And then we'll come back in May, look at it more. And that's probably when I'll invite you in to kind of take us to the next level.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Okay.
All right.
Thanks so much.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
you guys.
If anything
Yeah.
comes up, just reach out to us. We're an email away, if anything.
Yeah, this is a great tool. And thank you for all your work in putting this together and supporting it. And you've made it very easy for me to bring it to campus.
Oh, excellent. That's great to hear. Yeah, we'll keep that up.
Okay, yeah, please.
All right, take
All
care.
right, thanks,
Camera,
guys.
one last thing. If for some reason the accounts payable department needs a W-9 or our TIN number,
I don't
then
think so.
I can
They'll
just
cut a
send it.
check and mail it. Yeah,
Perfect.
but
All right.
yeah, if they need anything
We're
else,
good
I'll
with that.
let them know. Usually
All
they're
right.
good. The the check should be out next week. So usually they're like on a weekly cycle. So,
Perfect.
Great.
okay.
All right. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Have a wonderful
Bye,
day.
Tamara.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.